Steve, Dave, and I met with Pat Shurmur early this morning and informed him that we're making a change at our head coaching position. You know, these decisions are never easy, particularly when you have someone like Pat with his character, his integrity, his work ethic. But at the end of the day, we just didn't win enough games. And we believe that we have to move in another direction. It's certainly not all Pat's fault. He did a lot of good things here. In particular, his role in selecting and training Daniel Jones. It's a difficult day when you have to do something like this. The first thing that I always think of is the effect that it has on so many good people and their families. But at the end of the day, it was a decision we just felt like we had to make going forward. In terms of Dave, I know you're going to ask me about that, but Steve and I decided to retain Dave and give him a chance to finish what he has started, which includes so many changes in this organization that people really don't know about. We've had a lot of turnover in our scouting area. We've completely changed our grading system in how we grade college players. We're deeper into analytics and technology than we've ever been before, and that process is ongoing. We've completely reorganized areas in our football operations. We've added a staff psychologist on a full-time basis. And we believe that it'd be a mistake to pull the plug on that after 2 years, particularly when you consider that Dave spent a good part of the first year fighting for his life. Personnel-wise, we've had some hits, we've had some misses, and we have a lot of young players who have shown some promise, but it remains to be seen whether they're going to develop into quality NFL players or not. The point I'm trying to make is it's not business as usual here at the Giants. We've made a lot of changes that you don't necessarily know about, and we felt like we need to give it a chance to see if it's going to succeed or not. All that being said, you know, we need to win more games, and Dave knows that, and that's going to be the challenge going forward. We're going to start the coach search immediately. I'm not going to comment on specific candidates, but we will inform you as people are being interviewed. With that, I'll take your questions. Well, I'm not sure that was the call from all the fans, but I understand, you know, the criticism that's out there. But I just explained why I think we need to give Dave a chance to finish the job.
John, not much has gone right for this organization over the last 8 years. The one playoff year, but other than that,
I'm painfully aware of that. Yeah.
how much blame do you deserve for that?
It all starts at the top. So yes, you can criticize me all you want. It would be warranted because it all starts at the top. The success, the failures in the last 8 years have been pretty miserable. So I'll accept my share of blame for that.
John, what specifically went into the decision to fire Pat Shurmur but retain Dave Gettleman, who built the roster that Shurmur was the coach, especially when you credit Shurmur with helping identify Jones and develop it?
Yeah, well, like I said with Dave, I think we've had some hits and some misses. He's implemented so many changes within our organization. We just felt like at this stage to pull the plug on all that would not be the wise thing to do. I'm excited about what I see in the future for this team because of the young players we have, because of the changes that we're making. You know, with Pat, it just ends up being as much a gut instinct as anything else. I just felt like we weren't winning enough games. We weren't winning the games that we should have won, and we just need to go in a different direction.
Were there specifics in game or philosophically with Shurmur that made you believe that he was more to blame than the guy getting the pieces and bringing in the pieces?
Well, you know, that's a collaborative effort when you have a coach and a general manager. They worked very well together. They were in sync on all the personnel decisions that we made here, but I just felt like there were so many games that I felt like we should have won, and we just didn't get the job done.
John, was there a push and pull with you and Steve about this, or when you guys spoke, and was it today you spoke with?
I speak to Steve all the time, and we've been in lockstep on this all along. You know, our relationship, contrary to what I read the other day, has never been better. We communicate on these issues, any issues regarding the team, all the time, and this has been a conversation we've been having for at least the last few weeks anyway.
So nobody had to convince someone?
Absolutely not. That's absolutely false, no.
John, is there a chance that whoever the next coach is would influence
he's not going to have any say over keeping Dave, but certainly I'm going to want somebody that's going to be able to work hand in hand with him. And Dave has, Dave and Pat's relationship has been terrific. They worked very well together. There was no personnel decision that has been made here in the last 2 years that Pat wasn't fully on board with.
How many concerns that Dave's presence could have a negative impact on the pool candidate?
I know that's a perception that's out there, but I don't have that concern because I think once they meet him and get to know him, that will not be an issue.
So are you committed to maintaining the sort of power dynamic that you've had for a while here with the general manager in charge of personnel?
Yeah, I'm always willing to look at whatever's going to improve the team, and if I thought that there was somebody coming in here as a head coach who wanted a different role, if he could convince Steve and I that that would make sense for our organization, we would certainly consider that.
And is Dave going to run the coaching search?
Dave and I will be involved in the coaching search. Steve will be involved as well.
John,
John,
considering your past two
what if
hires,
some of these candidates, you said you're confident they won't have a problem, what if they do?
If they do, they do, Jordan. We're going to try to get the best candidates in here that we can, and we're going to try to convince them why this is a good job opportunity for them. We've got a terrific young quarterback. We've got a young roster. We're in the best cap space shape we've been in many years. There's a lot to this organization that I think would attract a lot of different candidates.
John, your past two coaching hires obviously haven't worked out. Before that, it had been a long time since you guys brought in Tom, who obviously did work out. What do you say to the notion that there are questions about whether you guys are in tune with what it takes in the modern NFL to bring in a successful coach, given how the last two hires?
That's fair criticism. We've failed twice in a row now, and you have to keep working at it and try to find the right guy. That's all. And I'm not convinced that either the past two coaches couldn't have been successful over a longer period of time. But there comes a point in time where your patience runs out, and your gut tells you that you need to make a change, and that's what happened this time.
John, you had specific criteria the last two coaching searches.
Yeah.
Who you were looking for, what you saw as the next head coach. Has that criteria changed a bit? If I recall, in the last two searches you did not bring in any college head coaches or anyone with any coaching experience in the NFL. Will that expand to maybe include candidates?
There very well could be college candidates here, yeah, and I'm really looking for leadership. That's the big thing going forward. Somebody who can come in, take control of this roster, help build a culture that is going to lead to winning. Somebody that's going to help us, with our football reorganization that we're in the process of undergoing right now. We're looking for all those qualities from the next candidate.
John, when you look at Dave's stay here as GM, how do you balance, if you do, his successes with analytics and things behind the scenes that you outlined, but the significant misses in free agency, if not a miss overall on a player, perhaps overpaying for others who haven't lived up to those contracts?
Well, we could have differences of opinion about whether those were hits or misses. There definitely have been some misses, no question about it. I think that can happen to anybody. There were reasons for some of those personnel decisions. He does know that the batting average has got to increase going forward, though.
What's your message to the fans, John, in terms of how long this process will take before you see a winning team on the field?
Well, I'd like to think that we can start winning next year, Bruce. It's been too many years since we've had a winning team on the field, and nobody feels that more than Steve and myself. It's not easy to sit in your stadium and watch fans from the other team, and that's happened too often this year. So believe me, we live this every day. We feel it as much, if not more so, than the fans do, and we're committed to trying to get this thing right.
Hey, John, you mentioned the fans from other teams cheering in your building. It was very pronounced this year. Have you ever been to an entire season where that consistently happened from the Packers to the Cowboys to the Eagles?
Probably not. It's probably more so. I think that's more of the norm in the NFL now. When your team is not winning, your fans sell their tickets, and oftentimes it's the fans of the opposing team that come in. I mean, we had that situation. We were in Tampa, we were in Washington, we had large contingents of fans down there. But listen, we haven't been winning. The fans are getting, fed up with that, and so they sell their tickets. I get that.
John, you just mentioned that Dave knows his batting average in free agency and personnel needs to improve. Well, worst case scenario, what does do you run the risk then of hiring a head coach and potentially having to fire a GM a short time after and kind of throwing that power structure out of whack?
Yes, we do run that risk.
How much did that play into the decision then? I mean, how much did you weigh that these last couple of days?
Weigh what exactly?
The risk?
That's certainly something that we're aware of, but I happen to believe in Dave, and I happen to believe in the changes that he's making here, and I think that those are going to pay off.
You needed to see progress, at the end of the training camp when we talked to you.
Right.
But you need to see, wins next year for Dave's sake?
I'm not going to quantify the number of wins I need to see, but, we need to be able to put a better product on the field, that's all.
John, what role did Eli Manning's early benching play in Pat Shurmur's firing? The fact that he made that decision, you guys signed off on it. I'm curious how that process went, and then how that resulted when he loses so many games.
It had absolutely nothing to do with this decision, and how that process went. If I recall, Dave called me on Sunday evening after the Buffalo game and said he had spoken to Pat. Pat wants to play Daniel. And my only question was, do you think Daniel's ready? If you think he's ready, then whatever Pat wants to do. He's the head coach. He makes those decisions.
John, speaking of Daniel, how important will it be that the next head coach has a background in developing young quarterbacks?
Well, it's either got to be that or it's got to be, his coordinator or his quarterback coach. Doesn't necessarily have to be that. I'm not ruling out defensive coaches here.
John, you talked about wanting a coach with leadership. How hard is it to find somebody who's a leader, but at the same time not too totalitarian?
Well, obviously it is pretty hard. I mean, but those people are out there. But I've always believed that the toughest decision that Steve and I ever have to make in this business is finding the right guy to stand up here in front of the team, and lead them and develop, a winning program going forward. And that's what we're going to put all our efforts into now, trying to find that guy. But it's obviously not an easy thing to do.